There you go. Up close and personal for you guys that like big fish. That's quite a mouth right there. I don't care who you're looking at. Shoot. I'm just a big kid at heart. Subscribe to the channel. This thing is all about the great outdoors here in the state of Maine. I primarily fish for lake trout and salmon, stuff like that. But I'm still a kid at heart, so catching a few of these in the course of a winter sure brings back the love of ice fishing and all of that, and the reason that I am out here doing this so often. So you guys have a great day. Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my deer camp this morning. Well, I've been, if any of you have been following the bear series, thank you very much. You guys made that a ton of fun, putting that together, and I've been working on that for, well, since we started baiting. So this is going to wrap it up. Now, bear season isn't over, but trapping season is. Bear baiting is. It ended the end of October. As you can tell, there was no video come out with a bear. So that's what this video is about. We're not making any excuses. That's just the way it is. It's not the first year I baited bear and didn't end up with any. And it probably won't be the last. So what do we take from this? What do we take from this is maybe getting a bear here is going to be a little more difficult than getting one up at the Rustic log cabin, which I was expecting. And I was hoping that there was fewer bears, but not to the point where it'd be really difficult. But there's a couple of things we learned this year. One is there's a blackberry patch a mile from here that had lots and lots and lots of bear activity while I was baiting over here. So the bear probably was finding all he wanted over there. So I believe what I will do next year is start baiting earlier, leading into blackberry season, and then maybe catch his attention and then bait close to the blackberries. You know, and I brought in a sucking bait, if you remember. I brought in a sucking bait close to the blackberries. But at that point, berry season was just about over. I was hoping I could catch his attention. That didn't work out. So what I think I'll do next year is just try to get his attention a little quicker, that's all. If the bear will come back into the same blackberry patch, and maybe at that point, if I start in August, get his attention, and then be able to set there in September for the actual hunt, as well as then, and maybe even pick up the trapping right from there as well. The reason I'm trying to figure out a different area is because this is closer to home. With the cost of fuel, and you guys are watching the stuff as it's going as it is, at the cost of fuel, it's hard for me to justify baiting bears up at the Rustic log cabin because of the cost that goes into it. Fuel, bait, time, as the fuel is a killer. To make a round trip to bring up bait. It's great if you got something else going on, then not a problem at all. But if that's all you're doing is running up to drop off bait, then it really adds to the cost of baiting a bear. So that being all that said, if something comes along here in the next, like we could still shoot bears right now. You could shoot bear until the last day of deer season, and then that's the end of bear season. And I've taken bear in November before, during deer season. Next week, I'm leaving here and I'm headed up to the Rustic log cabin I have a tree stand up there that I want to set in. I know that there's 4 bucks in the area, and I also know that there's a bear in the area from game cameras. So, and maybe I'll get one from the tree stand. You know, I've done that before. So maybe I'll get one from the tree stand while I am deer hunting. Never know, never give up, and I never lose hope. The other thing that I learned with this bear series is that the bait that I produced, the raccoons really like it. I mean, they tore that place to smithereens over there. Now, my plan was to go in right after, well, as soon as trapping season started, which was a week ago. My plan was to go in there and lace them bear bait with a bunch of raccoon traps. Well, that fell apart, and the reason it fell apart is wet weather. We had a lot of rain come in, and I lost the trail. The 6-wheeler trail that I was taking over to the bear bait, I completely lost it. The last trip over there, I was crossing my fingers and hoping I was going to make it back. It was working. I had my grandson with me. We went in to bait him one more time, just hopefully keeping the raccoons around until trapping season. But the 6-wheeler was working its legs off to get us in there and get us back. So we got stuck. I had to winch myself out a couple times. So the trail was just, half the trail is completely underwater and with no bottom in it. So once I got back to hard ground, there was no way I was going back out there with that 6-wheeler. That is not a place to break down, and because hauling it back, oh my goodness, what a nightmare that would be. So you know, well, who knows how many machines it would take. But anyways, that's what happened over there towards the very end, is just lost access. And that gets us back to quite a few videos back in this series. Is my plan now is I'm going to do away with that swamp trail that I put in. I put a trail right across the swale grass. And it worked out putting the stand in. It worked out getting me there. Worked out all of baiting season. It worked out all of hunting season for bear. My question was whether when we got to the October area, if it was still going to be good. And it turned out it wasn't. But anyways, I'm going to figure a new trail on the high ground all the way around the swale grass. It'll take me up onto other people's property that I don't own. I was trying to avoid that, but I have permission to do it. So I'm just going to put in a little loop trail that'll take me down to that site. I don't want to give it up, and I want to bypass that actually and go right down to Beaver Creek with the trail, because it might be a better boat landing over there for me to drop off the 16-foot boat that I'm going to leave in here. So, you know, there's still some plans for over there as far as figuring that out. And if anything, it's on Bear Brook, and which meets Beaver Creek, which is excellent raccoon country. So if anything, even if that site doesn't pan out to be a bear hunting site, it will pan out to be a good trapping site, because of, you know, raccoons like water, and there was a ton of raccoons over there. So if anything, it might turn out to just be a really good trapping trail all the way over to where that bait site is. You know, I could set up raccoon traps down Bear Brook. I could set up coon traps down on the stream, as well as beaver traps. So we'll still figure that side of this piece of property out, and that's going to be this winter's project. Hey, who knows, maybe even next summer's project. So anyways, have some coffee. And now we're on to the deer hunting and all of that. We got a reloading series now that I've started, that we're going to cover some of the points in reloading. And we're going to get ready for everything that comes this winter. So stick around, subscribe, and we're going to have lots more adventures for you. this is the way life is when you're keeping it real. Sometimes things go your way and sometimes they don't. So anyways, have one last sip of coffee and I will see you next week.